What's up, guys? Back again for another special edition of Arsenal Academy. I got my partner in crime, Rory. What's up, brother? All right, look, guys, today is a special day. I'm super, super excited about it. I know Rory is too.
Oh, yeah.
We are doing our Wonder Women series, and we couldn't have two more Wonder Women, right, Rory?
Yeah, exactly.
On then Tatiana Whitlock and Judi Wells are joining us today to give some insight and just help you guys out. There's so many we were talking about, there's so many new women shooters out there, just new shooters in general. But women, we really want you guys to be protected, to take power back and control your own defense, I guess you could say. And we wanted to bring some experts in. We can talk all day, but nobody knows how to take care of a woman except for a woman, right?
Yeah, and today, Q, we're going to talk about women's concealed carry.
Yeah.
And on the table here, we have
some
items that would help with that. So
yeah. So let's let the ladies introduce themselves, definitely. So Tatiana, we'll let you take the role. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you are badass, but tell the people why you are badass.
Well, thank you so much for having us on the show today.
Yeah.
I do a lot of things, but I'm 100% in the firearms educational community. I'm a member of the Walther Defense Division. I'm on a phenomenal team of some incredible instructors in that team for Walther. And I'm also the National Training Director for A Girl and a Gun, which is the country's largest and fastest growing women's organization.
It is.
So we do work in across all of the states, multiple chapters. Thousands of women come to join us at all skill levels, abilities, and walks of life. So it's a phenomenal program. I'm honored to be a part of it. I'm also the director of training at my home range up here in Maine at Howell's Gun Shop. I do a fair amount of work with Trigger Time TV, co-host of Civilian Carry Radio, and co-host with Judi on Responsibly Armed Radio, where we discuss a lot of stuff like we're going to talk about today.
All right, Judi, an equal badass in your own right. Tell the people about yourself, Miss Judi Wells. Introduce yourself.
I don't know if I'm so badass.
Oh, you're a badass, Judi.
I have a whole different story than Tatiana, which makes us such a good team.
Of course.
I came to firearms late in life. And I am currently running a very large and active chapter of the San Diego chapter of A Girl and a Gun. I have participated with instructors and trainers across the country. And like Tatiana mentioned, we are co-hosts on Responsibly Armed Radio. And we're also doing an exciting series on another podcast about domestic violence. So I'm involved in this up to my eyeballs, and it's been a really interesting and rewarding community.
I'm very passionate about the domestic violence, that whole section. Like that's something deep to my heart, near to my heart rather. So I definitely want to get into that and talk to you guys about that. A girl and a gun. That thing. I mean, that's just an amazing, amazing organization. I actually was just talking to somebody just today about meeting somebody at the range, Rory, and they were talking about the organization. How long have you guys both been a part of that? Like, what's the website so people can get out there and check that out?
The website is agirlandagun.org, and the organization has been around for just a little bit more than a decade. And when it was originally founded, it was a club-like format, but that spread like wildfire, and the interest took off. So we have, again, over 250 chapters across the United States and thousands of women joining us. We have youth shooters. Some of our older members are close to 90 years old, and they show up at the range and do an incredible job. It is really amazing to watch this group of people work.
So obviously the education is huge, and you guys have just reinforce that education issues. So we actually had a couple women here in the office actually recently go out and get their concealed carry permits.
Yeah.
So with that said, the biggest question that we always get from female friends and women, younger women, older women, doesn't matter, after they get these concealed carry permits.
What now?
Like, how do we carry, a decent sized gun on our body, but still be comfortable and still not let that person know that, hey, I do have a gun on me. So concealability is huge. So with that said, I'd like to hear from you guys, what are your tips on concealability and some good options, so where they can still stay comfortable but yet hidden?
So let's take climate out of the equation until Judi talks about some specifics about that. Let's talk about a general baseline of comfort.
Okay.
And a baseline of comfort means for concealment that you establish a foundation for the gun. And that foundation has a couple of components. Let's go with the optimal carry solution, which is a belted carry solution. We'll talk about beltless options in a second too, but if we were going to go with the best possible solution for you to carry concealed, you would need to have the right rise in the waistline of pant you would need the right holster, and you'd need a legitimate gun belt. And that combination of belt, holster, and pant rise is going to be what facilitates comfort or makes a lot of discomfort.
So let me guess,
once
Tatiana, you're, the nice Gucci belt, that's not a belt that you want to use, right? That's not your best belt for concealed carry. All right.
I'd say it's less than optimal. But keep in mind, fashion belts are what most women have in their closets, but they're not conducive to carrying a gun.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's key. That's key. So ladies, reiterate, good quality belt. You don't need a tactical belt, but a good quality, strong belt. That's where you're going. That's if you want to carry the proper way, like Tatiana was saying. So going, not to drag this thing out, but going. So now that's the best way. The second best way, I guess you would say, is the beltless route. So we have a bunch of different options for that. All right, Tatiana, we'll shoot it over to you. So we have a few options here. After you get through, we'll run through a few of them so the viewers can actually see what we're talking about here. But for you specifically, I know you're definitely a belt carrier, but if you weren't, if I know there are times where you have a dress on or things like that. So what kind of secondary options do you recommend for concealed for women?
Well, there are plenty of good beltless options out there and solutions. And the caveat being that you still need to properly retain the gun. So just because you have a garment or a belly band that has a pocket sewn into a fabric structure doesn't necessarily mean that that's enough.
Sure.
You have options within the belly band world. We've got options from Crossbreed holsters. That's a hybrid model. You have a Kydex holster with a Velcro backed panel, and that retention device of that Kydex affixes to the belly band's Velcro loop surface. And now you've got the best of both worlds.
Right.
For other product lines that are strictly just a pocketed insert, like a corset holster, for example, the same rule needs to apply. You need to have a Kydex or a trigger guard retention that is not going to let a finger or a digit slip into that pocket when you're trying to pull the gun out fast.
Oh my God.
And risk getting contact with the trigger. Right. So that is a you can't pass start if you don't have the gun properly retained and secured. And you can Martha Stewart your way into this. You can take the hardware off of your favorite holster and apply adhesive backed Velcro hook and loop to the inside of that pocket within that garment and create the same effect. I mean, we've got solutions here.
Right.
I like to call it the tactical Martha Stewarting of the concealed carry world.
Right.
Yeah. But there are also products within this space. Dean Adams is a great resource. And she sells both solutions that also come with Kydex inserts. And then for the guys, don't forget Unity Tactical is an outstanding belly band solution for beltless carry for guys too, that a lot of women have found a lot of success carrying.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually said that, because an often question that we've gotten, between Q and I have from some of my women friends is, hey, what about, these yoga pants that have a built-in pocket for concealed carry and slip in a small, micro compact in? And I'm just like, no. And they're like, why not? And I say the same exact thing you just said. It doesn't provide any trigger guard protection. It doesn't provide any retention. If you're out running around in the gym and boom, your gun falls out in the middle of the gym, like that's going to look really good. So I'm kind of glad you mentioned that. So we're going to go ahead and toss it up to Judi. And Judi, you wanted to talk about wardrobe a little bit. So we'd love to hear your insight on that.
Okay, so before you rush out and buy a bunch of clothes at the store because you think you have to buy all this new stuff for concealed carry, you want to go into your own closet first and look at your clothes that you're comfortable wearing and the styles you're comfortable wearing, because it matters when you carry how you present and what you wear. So let's start with the don'ts. There's a couple of don'ts. One would be nothing shiny, so satin's out. Women all know that satin shows everything. And dark solids are better than light solids. So with that in mind, the goal is to carry your eye upward away from where you might carry. And that's done with our friends, which are patterns, prints, textures, and details. And all of those things, patterns, prints, textures, and details, will draw your eye away from where your firearm might be. So, for example, prints, plaids, which I know a lot of us aren't plaid fans, but plaid's fantastic.
That's all right, Judi. I got you. I got your back, Judi.
I have some plaid shirts, I'm going to admit it. And details like ruffles or scarves or necklaces, blingy earrings, hairstyles, headbands, anything like that that will bring your attention upwards. Some things that you want to watch out for are blousy tops, even though it would seem intuitive to wear a lot of blouse to conceal. When you go to grab your garment and pull it away, too much blouse, too much stuff is going to get in the way. Also, a length of your garment. So if you're dressed in leggings and a tunic and you have to reach all the way down to your knees to get to your firearm, that's going to be difficult. You're going to be scrambling to get all that material out.
Right. That's
Also,
important.
Wow.
accessories like chunky rings, chunky bracelets, you want to make sure that that doesn't get caught up in your garment when you're trying to access your firearm.
Wow, that's some really interesting stuff, because I would have never thought about that. Granted, I'm not a woman, but
Yeah.
So
Practice that.
go ahead, Judy.
I was going to say, practice in your long nightshirt trying to get to your firearm.
So just to give the guys out there an idea, because we're just talking and throwing all these terms out. So really quickly, so if we go to the wide shot here, we got a few options here so you guys can see what we're talking about. So like for a beltless carry that Tatiana was talking about, this is an example. This is a tactical purse from a company. It's got the pocket in there with the magnetic closure, so you can throw your firearm
throw
in
that
there.
in there, Q.
Here we go. And this is the Rex Delta model by a company out of Slovenia. Love the brand. We got a video out on it, actually. Great price point. The price point is ridiculous, to be honest with you. So you can slip that right in there. It's got the carry pouch right there. Another example, this is the belly band that Tatiana was mentioning. It's pretty self-explanatory. Wrap it around, almost like a corset. The workout belly bands that you guys are familiar with. You got the crossbody bag. Here is another example of another purse carry. And Kydex. Now, Tatiana mentioned Kydex. You're like, what the hell is that? So that's a material. This is Kydex. It's the hard material that actually protects, keeps your finger away from the trigger. That's Kydex. So look that up. Do your research, guys. Look these terms up, right? That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Do your research. And at the end of the day, we definitely want to tell you guys where you can find these things. So for us, k-var.com is our go-to site. That's where we do all of our shopping at. You want to find all of these items, definitely check them out. But I want to give a huge shout out to Judi and Tatiana. So TatianaWhitlock.com. I'm going to throw the link up there. Great resources there. She does amazing training videos, online training videos. Tatiana, I don't want to speak for you. Tell the people about TatianaWhitlock.com.
Certainly. So on my website, you can find a full schedule of training courses that I offer all around the country. And because of the current world that we are in, being able to offer remote or online private lessons has been a new and very well-received opportunity for folks who just can't make it to a class or are not willing to risk COVID and hit outside
to work
huge. Dry fire. And also I do a lot of concealed carry consults for folks who are trying to strategize a way to carry comfortably and confidently every day. Definitely. Another addition to the website that will be going live by the end of this week is the online lessons or the online programs and courses, one of which is the Carry with Confidence lecture that I deliver at TACCon National Conference, a Girl in a Gun National Conferences, and in my seminars and programs around the country. So that's making that information available to a broader audience as well. And I can be found at Tatiana Whitlock on all the social media platforms too.
Well, you guys do an amazing job. Again, Responsibly Armed Radio. These two ladies put on an amazing podcast, tons of information. I want you guys to check that out. I'm going to throw the link up there, Responsibly Armed Radio. Judi, appreciate you. Any specifics that you want to throw out there? Anybody?
Maybe tell us a little bit more about A Girl in a Gun and where we can find you.
So each specific chapter in each state, if you go to agirlinagun.org on the national website, any woman who's interested in finding a chapter near them, they can look at a little running banner right underneath the head banner, and they can find a chapter that's closest to them.
Okay.
All right.
Well, guys, we appreciate you. We are definitely going to have you back again to cover another topic. Roy, I think that's about it.
That's about it, Q.
Definitely. Don't forget, guys, questions at arsenalinc.com, especially ladies out there. Now, you see we got a resource from ladies that actually know what they're talking about. Questions at arsenalinc.com. Hit us up. We'll see you on the next show.
See ya.